Charles, you're a foreigner. You're still an outsider. You've never understood this country. It's a good country underneath, Doug. No, it's a good country on top. Underneath, that's what starts showing when we're scared.
He came to America with nothing but a dream.
You can't be Chaplin. You might be Chaplin after all.
Chaplin! You told him to get changed, remember?
What's he putting on, a suit of armor?
Onto the stage, right now! Chaplin! What do I do?
Cut it. No, wait, hold it. No, keep it going.
Big reaction, who is this?
Overnight, he had Hollywood in his hands.
Damn you, Chaplin, what are you trying to do to me?
And the world at his feet.
The whole world knows about you, Charlie.
Let me direct the next one.
But behind the screen
Charlie!
were the women who wanted him.
Is this what you want? Did you lose your other wives this way?
The scandal that surrounded him.
Don't believe everything you read in the papers. Why not?
And the passions
Still waiting for that other shot, Sid.
that inspired him.
Your message reaches everyone, everywhere, and there's no control over them.
Be careful.
Camera!
From Academy Award-winning director Richard Attenborough, Robert Downey Jr.,
He is talking about America!
You are a truly strange fellow, Charles.
everyone has a wild side, even a legend.
Welcome back to Should You Watch This with the Popcorn Priest. I'm your host, Chris Compton. Joining me today is reoccurring guests Cole and Taylor, longtime friends and movie enthusiasts. Happy to have them on this week's breakdown of Chaplin from 1992. The description for this movie is a film about the troubled and controversial life of the master comedy filmmaker, Charles Chaplin, which most people called him Charles and not Charlie. Directed by Richard Attenborough, owner of Jurassic Park. Top billed stars Robert Downey Jr., Anthony Hopkins, Dan Aykroyd, Marissa Tomei, Kevin Kline, Mila Jovovich, James Woods, to name a few. Runtime of 2 hours and 23 minutes. There's a director's cut out there that's longer, I think by 12 minutes, but that's the one we watched. Meaning we watched the non-director's cut. Rated PG-13. Genre on Rotten Tomatoes says biography only, which I agree with. IMDb rating is 7.6 out of 10 from 53,000 reviews. Rotten Tomatoes gives it a 59% from critics and 81% from the rest of us. And the 59% is only based from 51 critic ratings. Box office haul on a $31 million budget. This one only made $9.4 million, which is kind of sad because it's like a big epic biography of Charlie Chaplin and didn't do so well apparently. Where you can watch this right now, if you have Amazon Prime, Hulu, or Epix, you can watch this for free. All right, now for should or shouldn't you watch this? 5 reasons why you should watch this. Number 1, if you like Robert Downey Jr., he was nominated for Best Actor for this film. Number 2, if you want to see most of the key points of Chaplin's life to all the way when he was an old man, this is for you. Number 3, if you're curious about how many romantic partners Charlie had, this is for you. Number 4, if you're cool with a 2.5-hour movie, this is for you. Number 5, if you like The Artist, movies like The Artist, Hail Caesar, and other movies that show old Hollywood, then this is a great movie for that. At this point, there may be some spoilers up ahead, so if you want to watch and then come back and join us for our breakdown of Chaplin, go ahead and do that right now. Also, it's from 1992, so, spoilers, so it's all good. Popcorn trivia for Charlie Chaplin. In an interview on Inside the Actors Studio from 1994, Robert Downey Jr. said that while preparing for the movie, he watched all of Charlie Chaplin's movies. When asked how he felt about them, he said, "They scared the hell out of me." Also, while researching his role, Robert Downey Jr. visited the Museum of Moving Image in London, England, and persuaded the staff to let him try on one of Charlie Chaplin's Little Tramp suits and boots. The latter fit him perfectly, and he found a cigar stub in one of the pockets, which he subsequently treasured. Also, I think that's stealing Robert Downey Jr., but okay. This movie was to be distributed by Universal Pictures, but the studio wanted a bigger name than Robert Downey Jr. in the leading role, preferring Dustin Hoffman or Billy Crystal. When producer and director Sir Richard Attenborough refused to comply, this movie was put into turnaround and a new producer had to be found. Mario Casar agreed to take the reins, but demanded that the movie include the latter part of Chaplin's life in Switzerland. William Goldman was then brought in to rewrite these new scenes, which is William Goldman's an awesome writer. Producer and director Sir Richard Attenborough turned down many movie roles because of obligations to the movies he had directed. Due to the post-production and promotion of this movie, he almost had to do so again when Steven Spielberg offered him the role of John Hammond in Jurassic Park, the owner of Jurassic Park. However, Spielberg offered to move his production schedule to accommodate Attenborough's Chaplin production. Nick Nolte was considered to play Charlie Chaplin in the later years of his life.
Yeah, that would have been a real great choice.
James Woods claimed in the episode of The Simpsons from 1989 in which he appeared that he actually traveled back in time to the 1920s to prepare for his role in the movie. And now to Popcorn Beefs. The movie seems long, but to be honest, I'm surprised that it wasn't longer, so if you don't like 2.5 hour movies, then that's going to rub you the wrong way, but I feel like it could have been not twice as long, but another half hour because there's so much to deal with Charlie Chaplin's life. All right, let's get into the review of Chaplin from 1992. Ba-ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba. Welcome back to another episode of the Popcorn Priest. We have just screened, two of us have just screened Chaplin. It was Cole's pick.
I was semi-conscious.
Although Cole was
Cole was derelict in his duty of screening.
Very asleep. Let's see if my gain is at the right level. Let me turn it up. Directed by the Jurassic Park owner.
Yeah.
Richard.
Welcome.
Sir Richard Attenborough.
Jurassic Park.
Welcome to Charlie Chaplin. We spared no expense. And starring Robert Downey Jr. and an extraordinary cast. I would agree with that. Chaplin is a loving, grand-scale portrait of the little tramp's amazing life and times.
It's a little too loving.
Yeah,
There's some weirdness about him that, felt very gloves off with the way that they were portraying him.
Like a lot. I think it was funny when you said, in this day and age.
Yeah, no, he's
they would have portrayed that much differently.
Yeah, his history with women is, raises a lot of eyebrows, now, with the way that,
And you can tell they were trying to be very forgiving at the end.
Yeah, they're he's he's just a flawed man, he just liked sex and stuff.
I think maybe we're speaking about Cole. What would you say, Cole?
Why can't we all just get along?
Why do you not sleep adequately for your lifestyle?
Cole was asleep for half of the film. More than half. I would say 75% of the
No. I remember faces and things.
film. You look like you're going to die, dude.
Dan Aykroyd. I remember that part. Dan Aykroyd was getting a massage. I remember that part.
Dan Aykroyd was great in this movie.
Don't hit the thing. It makes noises. Don't. Stop it.
Sorry, I just love Dan Aykroyd so much.
Being recorded, Taylor. Calm down.
So, I would never have watched this had Cole not selected it and not watched it, but I think it was good.
Yeah, I liked it.
It's a good movie.
So you're saying I should watch it?
Yeah, you should rewatch it. It's on Prime, so you can watch it for free.
Jackpot.
Why did you select this film, Cole?
I can't really remember.
We were going to watch Hard Boiled, which is a John Woo film set in Hong Kong about a hard-boiled detective in his gunfighting prowess. And when that wasn't on here, he said, Chaplin then.
Yeah, what?
See, no one expected that one any twist, because how do you go from a hardcore Asian crime thriller to a historical American figure from the golden age of cinema? Nobody saw that switcheroo coming. That was a twist worthy of M. Night Shyamalan.
I mean, it has the problems that, like, all biopics have, where, like, well, biopics, when they, like, try and actually portray a whole life.
Yeah.
Which, like, biopics now don't really do that so much. They usually focus on, like, think of, like, Lincoln, like, how that's a biopic, kind of.
Or what about, like, Bohemian Rhapsody?
Or even, yeah, well, I didn't see that. Is that his whole life?
Not his whole life.
I was gonna say, like, but I'd say, like, First Man, like, it's not his whole life either. It's literally just the space program. Like, I mean, that's substantial, and you can get a whole thing out of it. This does his whole life. This is him as a kid, upstaging his mother on stage.
Yeah, it's awesome.
All the way to him being in his 80s, like,
Talking about his memoirs.
yeah, and it's like, and so when you, I don't know, when you do that, like, I think there's a reason they don't do it anymore, and it's because you end up with kind of like the cliche things, like, especially early on, when things just kind of work out for him in a way that's, like, I thought kind of jarring.
Yeah, well, yeah, and then you're just like, oh, all of a sudden you get a job.
Yeah, it's like he just gets like a telegram in the mail, like, it's like, come and be in the pictures. It's like
he's trying to want to be in the talkies.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden, I'm not doing the talkies. Now I'm doing the talkies. Oh, it's just
it's like
right
it's just
away.
like because there's a scene where it looks like he's discovering film for the first time, and then in that exact same scene, it's the telegram saying that he's going to be an actor. He can be an actor for
$150 a week. Yeah.
So it's like, that's like probably like, and that's just a problem you're going to have with the biopic that's trying to portray a whole life.
It's not going to be
gonna have
3.5 hours
Yeah,
long.
you're just having to smooth things out and have things work out conveniently. And that's, I think, also why it makes kind of his series of wives pretty funny.
Yeah, it does. It's just all of a sudden a new face.
Yeah,
comes on.
like, and it doesn't, like,
semi-recognizable.
it mentions it, but it doesn't ever, like, really, like, go after him or portray him negatively, like the fact that he's, like, dating teenagers.
Yeah, they're all super young.
Like, that's just, like, I mean, the show doesn't really have anything about it, even though, like, the FBI, that is actually a part of his story I did not know. I did not know that he was an enemy of J. Edgar Hoover, and J. Edgar Hoover wanted to destroy him.
He hated him.
Yeah, because apparently a dinner party went bad, and he said things that...
And he
made him think he was a communist.
He kicked him out of the country.
Yeah.
Like, that's insane.
I mean, I gotta watch this movie.
No, I didn't know any of that. I never really watched any
But
Charlie Chaplin stuff.
yeah, definitely a loving grand scale portrait.
But Downey Jr. though, he's really incredible in this. Like, really young, but does the whole life well, except for when he's a kid. He's like, oh, shucks, I'm gonna sing and make my mom go crazy or something.
And seeing clips of the real Chaplin at the very end and comparing that to what he was doing in the film, like, he did a pretty good job.
Oh yeah, like, especially like all the pratfall physical comedy
physical
stuff.
Comedy was pretty good. Like, I was amazed. I would not call this. I don't know how they'd get away with a PG-13 rating. But
Yeah, there's a fair amount of nudity in this. It's different times, early 90s.
3 F words.
Yeah, there was.
Like, at
I
least
forgot that
2 or 3, which is more than what you
It's
can
a hard
have now.
PG-13. But dang it, the kids need to know about Hollywood's origins.
Yeah, that's a weird rating. But Cole, I don't know if you can even give a review of this, but
I mean, you can. You could just be like
I'll give it a-
Tim Heidecker on cinema.
I'll give it a definitely will watch again.
don't we'll get back to.
Yes.
All right, Taylor, your thoughts?
It's good. I liked it. I wouldn't have sought it out. I do like the old, like, it's like, I like the old Hollywood stuff. Like, I'm trying to think, like My Week with Marilyn is another movie that, like, as like a whole, I didn't really like, but I liked all the Hollywood stuff.
Yeah.
So it's like, and it kind of has that charm to it, like all the sets. It's like Hugo also has kind of that old timey Hollywood stuff, or filmmaking. It wasn't Hollywood now, it was just French.
Yeah, I would agree.
The Artist,
Yeah.
which is, I mean,
Hail Caesar?
Yeah, Caesar. Hail Caesar, yeah, we talked about that in the middle of the movie, how amazing that movie is. Especially because it also has the communism angle in it that's incredible.
Yeah.
Cole, remember the communists?
Mm-hmm.
Remember how they convinced George Clooney's character
One of
to be a communist with them, and he's all talking to him at the end.
I remember.
They win him over with their arguments, and then when he's all talking to James Brolin at the end, or Josh Brolin?
Oh,
Josh Brolin.
Yeah,
it's Josh Brolin. Yeah,
he slaps him.
That part I remember.
One of Cole's eyes looks like it's glued shut. He's trying to open it, but it's glued.
Shameful.
Also, this is 1993, if I didn't mention that already. But
Yeah, which is also why it's like it feels like an old-fashioned biopic, because you wouldn't see a movie like this now. They don't make biopics this way.
But if you're interested in seeing Iron Man play Chaplin,
Was it before his fall from grace and his subsequent career resurrection?
yeah, I bet this was like peak.
Probably, because he's really young in this.
Pre-coke.
He went to jail in the late 90s.
Like he looks like probably like late 20s, early 30s. Maybe. Yeah.
What did he? Was it coke? What?
He had a lot of problems. I don't know.
Substance.
It was substances and alcohol.
Abuses.
Waking up at other people's houses.
Yeah, I'm glad he turned it around.
Yeah, it's good that he cleaned it up.
But anyway, until next time, that's all she wrote.
Yeah.
As always, hit me up on the Twitters if you want to interact with the Great Popcorn Priest at Popcorn Priest. I respond to every tweet. Also, if you enjoyed this or any of our other episodes, please subscribe so you can get notifications on our newest episodes. Much appreciated. Next week, due to getting some upgraded equipment and not having it set up yet, we might be reviewing The Dead Zone from 1983 or Blade Runner 2049. So I'm not sure yet, but it might be a surprise. As always, thanks for listening. This has been Should You Watch This with the Popcorn Priest. And for Cole and Taylor, thank you for joining us. We'll see you next week.